So you want to learn how to create a signature line. Now, in Microsoft Word 365, there's a new feature that you can use. If you go over to Insert, you can select Signature Line. It's going to open up a dialog box and you can enter in a bunch of stuff, and it creates a text box with an X and a line, and it has whatever you entered in. It's good. I'm not going to use it. It's not really how I like to work with my documents. But if I want to create a signature line, I'm going to show you how I do it. It's much easier than trying to work with tabs or spaces and underlines and stuff like that. So here's how you do it. So I'm going to go in, I'm just going to put in a couple lines here simply for like fine print that you would have in a contract or something, right? And now I want to create my signature line. The way I'm going to do this is I'm going to go over here to Insert, and I'm going to say I want to use a table, and I want 3 across, 2 down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say I don't want to have any lines in here, so no borders whatsoever. Now, one of the features that you can do is you can go to Layout and you can say I want to view my grid lines. So see how I have my dotted lines in here, so it's showing me what my table is, but it's never going to print, right? And so now what I'm going to do is I want to put in a name. So I want like the president, and then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say signature for a customer, so customer signature. And here you can put in a person's name, or you can do whatever you want to, right? But what's really cool about this is now I want to dress this up. So I can just go in this first cell, and I want to go to my table design, and I'm going to put in a bottom border, and I'm going to do another one for a bottom border. And now if I turn my non-printing symbols off, my paragraph marks, turn that off, now I can see what those look like. Now, this is good, but I want to make this a little bit bigger, and I don't want this gigantic gap in here. So here's a little trick for you. When you're working with a table, if you put your pointer right here, as long as none of these cells are highlighted, it's going to format everything at the same time. And I'm going to hold my Alt key down and watch what happens up here on my ruler. So as I hold my Alt key down, it shows me what the size is for each of these columns. And now I can go over here, and I can make it so that they are the same. So it's 2.6. You know what? I kind of like the 2.9. And I'm going to come back over here, and I'm just going to make it so that it's equal. So 2.87 is what I'm looking for. And I'll come across, and now I have got my signature line. Now what's really cool about this too is the fact that now if I want the signature line to be in here, if I want to add more signatures, I can simply come over here and hit Tab, and it'll start adding more rows, right? But the other thing that I can do is I can highlight all of this, and I can go to File, Options, and I can go to my Proofing, go to my AutoCorrect options, and this is an obscure little feature in here where I have my AutoCorrect, and I want to call this thing I'm going to give it some name that I'm never going to use in my document. I can't say signature, because if I type signature in there, it's going to put a signature line. But I can say for AT, for auto text, signature, and I can say add. And now when I hit OK, I can delete all this, and if I type AT signature, it automatically enters it into my document, and I can do whatever I want to. So this is how I use my signature lines. I use tables for this because it's much easier to do. So I hope you enjoy this. Have fun.